Welcome to Spoon Press Audio, the podcast for your daily story fix with your host, author and award-winning entrepreneur, Anna Emm.
Don't Know Jack, Chapter 6. When Jack comes back into the lounge after the call from Susanna, there's a dark-haired woman in the kitchen talking to Charlotte. "Jack, this is Melanie, Mr. Beducci's daughter," Charlotte says. "Oh, hi," Jack says. Melanie gives him a slight nod. She looks preoccupied. "Thank you for helping with my father," she says. "I didn't really do anything," Jack says. "This is the first time he's wandered off like that." Melanie's voice cracks, and Charlotte puts a comforting hand on her shoulder. The woman wipes her eyes. So you sure you don't mind keeping an eye on this place?" she asks Charlotte. It shouldn't be long, just until I can make some arrangements." "Of course," Charlotte says. "Don't worry about it." Melanie nods. "I'll just go and pack a few of his things then," she says, "and then we'll be off." They watch as she leads her father down the hallway to the main bedroom, and as soon as they're alone, Charlotte turns to Jack. "Poor woman," she says, "losing a mother and now this. She's an only child, so there's no one to help, really." "Where will she take him now?" Jack asks. "To see the doctor," Charlotte replies, "and then to the care home, I guess. They'll have to admit him. He can't stay here on his own anymore." Jack suddenly feels like an intruder, witnessing complete strangers' personal affairs. This has got nothing to do with him. I'll be off too then," he says. "Someone is picking me up." He walks over to the couch to fetch his duffel bag where he had put it down earlier. When he straightens, Charlotte is watching him. "Was it her?" she asks. "On the phone?" Jack gives a faint smile. "My celebrity girlfriend? Yes." Charlotte pulls a face. "Gee, did I say that?" He grins. "Don't worry. Susanna is kind of famous, I guess." "Yeah, but I didn't mean to." She stops and her face grows serious. "Listen, Jack, there's something I feel I should tell you. It's about Blake, about why I was at the leisure center yesterday. I tried to tell you before at the hospital, but then..." Just then, Jack's phone rings in his hand. "Sorry." He looks at the screen. "Susanna." It's her," he says. "Sorry." He lifts the phone to his ear. "I'm here," Susanna says, and before he can say anything, she hangs up. She's still upset. "I'll have to go," he tells Charlotte. She hesitates and looks over to the door of the bedroom. "I'll walk you out," she then says. The black BMW is parked right in front of the block of flats. When they approach, Susanna gets out. She doesn't look happy. Even with those large sunglasses in front of her face, Jack can imagine she has a big scowl between her pretty eyes. "Gee whiz, Jack," she says, shaking her head in disbelief. "I'm sorry," he says. "I know you're busy and..." Susanna removes her sunglasses and now she glares openly at Charlotte. Jack has never seen her this annoyed. He should never have gone to the pool, he thinks again. This is all his fault. She had so much on her plate already. "Hi, I'm Charlotte," Charlotte says next to him. "I know who you are, Miss Harding," Susanna snaps. "And I understand you and your boyfriend have been spying on me." "Boyfriend?" Jack asks, dumbfounded. "Blake Butcher," Susanna says. "Wait," Jack frowns. "The guy in the hospital?" "Ex-boyfriend," Charlotte says. "You're paparazzi," Susanna says. "What?" Now Jack turns and stares at Charlotte. "No, it's not like that," she shakes her head. I was at the hospital, Susanna now says, and I met a very upset Miss Molly Carterland, who was kind enough to fill me in on what's been going on. She said you've been taking photos of Jack and me, giving feedback on our movements. Jack feels as if he's been slapped in the face. They're paparazzi, Jack, Susanna says. They're in it together, spying on us. Paparazzi? Jack suddenly remembers the camera Charlotte had with her, and how Doris, the receptionist at the leisure center, was openly hostile towards Charlotte, chasing her away even though she saved his life. You were spying on me? He stammers. Yesterday, at the pool. It's not what you think, Jack, Charlotte says. That's what I've been trying to tell you. I was there to take pictures, yes, but please listen to me. I think there's something more going on here. Susanna interrupts her. We're not interested in your lies, Miss Harding. Come on, Jack. He looks at Charlotte, and not for the first time over the past 2 days, Jack's mind is racing. He feels dizzy, and panic is threatening to take hold of him. So that's why you were following me, he says. And all this time you blamed me for the accident, making me feel like it was my fault when you and this Blake, you were the ones chasing me. It's not, Charlotte begins. Oh, save it, Susanna says. I've been dealing with people like you all my life. You don't care about Jack or me. All you care about is getting as much sensation out of us as you can. For all we know, you caused the accident just to get your scoop. What? No. Jack, listen. But Susanna has already taken him by the arm and is now steering him towards the BMW. We need to go, Jack. It is only when he's buckled up in the passenger seat and they're driving off towards the city centre that Jack realizes he still has the old man's book in his jacket pocket. Susanna hadn't said anything to him on the way home. When she dropped him off at the apartment, he tried to apologize again for ruining her day, but she cut him off and said it wasn't his fault, that he was a victim of these people. The ride home seemed to have calmed her a bit, for then she kissed him and said she was just glad that he was okay. That made Jack feel even more guilty. This was the last thing Susanna needed. She's already so stressed about the launch. As she drove off again on her way back to the office, Jack vowed to do better, to support her more. He had been selfish, he realized, sulking over his writing. So he went upstairs and cleaned the whole flat. He vacuumed the floors and couches and even the bed, and then he wiped all the surfaces which didn't have boxes of fabric samples stacked on them. Every time his mind wanted to wander off, he shut it down. When he was done, he was all sweaty. He looked at the time and realized that Susanna would be home soon. He had just enough time for a shower and to put on some clean clothes. When he undressed, the book fell out of his jacket pocket. Picking it up, Jack now glances at the cover again. The Turn of the Sky by Jack Forrest. He turns it over and starts to read the blurb at the back. As he does, his legs feel instantly weak, and he has to sit down on the side of the tub. The book is about a man who, whilst deep-sea diving in the Maldives, sees a woman under the water. She gives him a series of strange instructions, which he follows, and then there is an accident. A man is killed. Gobsmacked, Jack stares at the book. This isn't possible, is it? He looks at the picture of the author. It's hard to make out since it is pixelated and grayscale and there is a stain over half of the image. Maybe coffee. Jack opens the book in the front to search for a publication date. The book must be at least 20 or 30 years old, by the looks of it. He nearly drops the book when a voice suddenly speaks. Jack? When he looks up at his reflection in the glass panel of the shower, there is a woman sitting next to him on the edge of the tub. She has long grey hair and a gaunt face, but when he looks to his side, he is alone in the bathroom. Why are you doing this? He asks. "I'm sorry, Jack," she says, "but you're the only one who can hear me, the only one I can speak to." "You sure about that?" he asks, and he lifts the book, "because it seems to me like this guy saw you too." He studies her face in the reflection and sees her frown. "Where did you get that?" she asks. "Does it matter?" he hits back. And then suddenly he's angry. "Look, you're obviously got the wrong Jack. This man, this author, he's the one you're looking for. Jack Forrest, see? I am Jack Forrester. I'm nobody. I have no superpowers, and I really don't know anything about any of this, whatever it is you're involved in. This is all a misunderstanding." Then he reads to her the blurb on the back of the book. "See," he says, "wrong Jack." For the first time, the woman now looks a bit taken aback, and somehow this makes Jack feel a whole lot better. He's right. This is one massive cock-up on their side, and it's got nothing to do with him. "Why don't you go find this other Jack," he says, "and leave me alone? Whatever is going on here, it is really not for me." The woman hesitates. "I will have to get back to you on this, Jack. If you're right, and we were wrong, well then..." "Yeah, you go do that," he says and stands. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to take a shower." He shuts the book and throws it down in the corner on top of Susanna's stack of fashion magazines. When he looks up, the woman is gone. "Good," he says. And feeling a whole lot better and more in control, he gets undressed and climbs into the shower. By the time Susanna walks through the door, Jack's spirits have lifted so much that he suggests they go out for dinner. Susanna hesitates, looking weary, but then she smiles. "Why don't we walk down to the Italian place around the corner?" she suggests. "I feel like some comfort food after this day we've had." They take their coats, lock the door to the flat, and then go downstairs. As they walk along the pavement, with the sun setting over the trees of the park across the street, Jack can feel his muscles relax. He feels happy. He puts his arm around Susanna and pulls her close. "I love you," he tells her, and kisses the crown of her golden hair. Susanna opens her mouth to answer, but suddenly there are screeching tires coming around the corner. They both jump back, startled, as a black van skids to a halt next to them. And before Jack can react, two men jump out of the side door, black balaclavas pulled over their faces. Susanna screams when they grab her. "Hey, what are you doing?" Jack cries, as they yank her from his grasp. "Susanna!" It all happens so fast. He watches as they push Susanna into the van and slides the door shut. "Help!" Jack screams. "Susanna!" But the van is already disappearing around the corner.